I'm gonna record my hair like this. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing you the long-awaited review on the Hipdot and My Chemical Romance collection set. Now, this was a nightmare to get, and I'm ready to tell you the story on it. So if you're ready, then I'm ready, so let's get started. Before we get started, I do want to say welcome to all of our new family members out there. And in case you're not familiar with me yet, my name is Leah Garrett, and I'm a cruelty-free makeup and beauty reviewer. I'm a makeup enthusiast, a plus-size beauty, and a PNH and ITP fighter. If you'd like to know more about those two diseases, there are videos down below in my playlist that you can check out. And also, while you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to join the fam, and hit that notification bell. Therefore, you know when I'm posting, even though I mainly post on Tuesdays and Fridays. Also, give this video a like while you're at it. So, guess who has to get her wisdom teeth pulled? This girl does! I did go to the dentist on Thursday, and he said it is my wisdom tooth that is bothering me, so I have to get the top two wisdom teeth pulled. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen until May. Yeah, that's how backed up they are. He said I only have the top two wisdom teeth. My bottom two, I don't have any, so that's a plus. But he's just going to go ahead and yank both of them out. So if you happen to see this cheek be a little bit more puffier, or if you see me talking a little bit more funny, it's because it's still bothering me a little bit. It's not as bad as it was last week because he does have me on antibiotics, but it still is a little bit swollen. It still hurts a little bit. So that's where we're at with that. But that's not the purpose of today's video. Today's video, I am going to tell you about the nightmare of ordering process of this collection from Hipdot and My Chemical Romance. Plus, I am also going to show you swatches of the palette and how I came out with this makeup look today. So let's just go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, for those of you who may not know, I am a huge My Chemical Romance fan. I mean, even back to the very first album. I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. That album is banging. And of course, Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge is great. The Black Parade is an iconic album. And my personal favorite is the Danger Days album. That is like the one I will play on repeat nonstop. That's my favorite My Chemical Romance album. And I have seen them live twice. The first time was in 2005 when I went to see them with Green Day. They opened up for Green Day. That was an amazing concert. And then I saw them again in 2007 when they toured with Linkin Park. So when Hipdot announced this collaboration, I was just like over the moon ecstatic. Now that I've told you a little bit of backstory about my love about My Chemical Romance, let me tell you about this ordering process when I ordered this collection. It came out on December 10th, and you have the choice either to get the full collection or you can get individual pieces. But the only way to get like the special pin that they have was to get the full collection. I had the plan to get the full collection so I could show you guys what it was, but come time to order everything, the only thing I was seeing was the double-ended eyeliner. And I was like, okay, well, maybe they haven't gotten everything up yet, because I was on the site 10 minutes before they launched it. So the time came around for, you know, the products to go live, and all I was seeing was the liner. And I was like, okay, there's no way that this sold out that fast. And sure enough, it did. But like I said, the only thing I saw was the liner. I didn't even see any of the other products until they popped up showing that they were sold out. Well, I did happen to see the collection pop up, but it wasn't showing that it was sold out. So I clicked on it, got it in my cart, got it processed and everything. And I was like, yes, I got my hands on the collection. It's gonna be here soon so I can show you guys. Boy, was I wrong. I went and checked my email, my confirmation email, and it was a pre-order. And I was like, oh, great. Now I'm not going to get it in time. Needless to say, I just got this in last week. Yeah, you can't even get this anywhere. It's not even available to purchase anymore. But I did want to show it to you guys because I thought it was a really good collaboration. So let's go ahead and talk about the products inside. All right, so this is the collective box, which is very on brand for My Chemical Romance. And of the albums that they have released, they did focus more on 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, which of course that was the album that blew My Chemical Romance up. So you open it and it says Hipdot and My Chemical Romance. And inside you have a double-ended brush, a double-ended eyeliner, a commemorative pin, and a eyeshadow palette. I did use this eyeshadow palette for this eye look today. I actually used everything in this collection, and I'll show you guys that later on. But let's go ahead and take out the palette itself and swatch the shadows. All right, so this is the 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge palette. Like I said, that is the album that they focused mostly on. It did retail for, what do I have written down? $24. You were able to get this at Ulta. I think it was like the following week that this came out on Hipdot. You were only able to get the palette, and that sold out like crazy. So I wasn't even able to get my hands on the palette when Ulta got it. But it says on the back, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge Pressed Pigment Palette. The palette we've all been waiting for. The 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge palette with 9 rich, high payoff shades. Creating your ultimate MCR look has never been so easy. It is cruelty free and it is vegan as well. This is what it looks like. As you see, you have 9 different shades that are different finishes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mattes, and then you have 1 metallic shade. I do love the pan-in prints in this. They are so unique and in conjunction with the MCR aesthetic. And actually, they took some of the album artwork and put it in the pans, as you can see right here. So let's go ahead and swatch these shades. The first one we have is, now it is very hard for me to read these names, 1 because they are very small lettering, and 2 because it is reflective off my light, so please bear with me. The first one we have is Saints Protect Her. Then we have Pitchfork Red, and then we have Serpent Sun. I would be singing songs, but I don't want to get copyrighted because y'all know YouTube is like being anal about that. This is what they look like on my finger. I did use Serpent Sun today, and I did use a little bit of Pitchfork Red. No primer on my hand as always. I really like how pigmented that purple is. And Pitchfork Red is really, really bright. Now, Serpent Sun I did use. It is very hard to blend out. Also, it didn't really want to stay all that well, as you will see later on in this video. But it is pigmented, just not as much as I thought it was going to be. The next row we have is Starless Eyes, Shotgun Sinners, and All the Ghosts. I did use Starless Eyes all around my eyelid today. This is what they look like on my finger. I do like how this gray shade is more of like a blue gray than an actual, you know, stone gray. That's what they look like. Alrighty, and the last 3 shades we have are Mausoleum Door, Flock of Doves. I really want to sing that lyric with that in it, but I can't. And Explosive Light. I did use Explosive Light on my lid, and I did use Flock of Doves to soften up my look. And I really did like how that worked out. It's a very nice white. And I like how there's only 1 metallic shade in this palette. I do like that there's not a whole ton of metallic shades. All right, and now I'm going to show you guys just how I made this eye look. Alrighty, I have my eyes primed with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base in Fair. I was going to do white, but I decided to do fair instead. So we're going to dive into the 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge palette. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a light set. I'm going to use, it's very hard to read these shade names, Mausoleum Door, which is this shade right here. I'm just going to lightly dip in it and do a light sweep over my eyes just to kind of set this. Oh, that was a little bit more pigmented than I expected, but that's okay. That is just fine. Okay, so first I'm going to take the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Black Bean, and I'm just going to lay this down on my lid because I don't... yeah. So I'm just going to lay this down all over my lid and smudge it out, so then the black can just adhere to it instead of get all over my face and all over my eye, even though I haven't done my foundation yet. All right, I got that down. I just used that as a base for the black I'm going to put down. So let's go ahead and see what this eye brush is about. This is what it looks like. Oh, this is nice. They have the Hipdot in the My Chemical Romance. Ooh. I don't see where it's retractable, but it does have a cap on it. That's interesting. Is this part retractable? No. Oh, it does this thing. Huh. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know. It does have a more dense side, and then on the other side, it actually, they're both kind of dense. One's just a little bit more rounded than the other. Now we're going to go into the shade. Like I said, it is very hard to see this with my lighting. It is Serpent Sun. And of course you have the pan imprint of the guy on the album cover. So I'm just going to take this brush and we're just going to start packing on this black. See how it goes. Okay, that was a lot more pigmented than what I expected. Hence why I put the black base down to begin with. All right, this is what we got going on so far. Yes, I know this looks like a hot mess, but once you clean it up and everything like that, it's gonna look good, hopefully. Fingers crossed. All right, so next shade I want to go into is Starless Eyes, which is this shade right here. And we are going to pack this into the crease and blend it out. Okay, so this is what we got going on. Like I said, there's still method to the madness. We are still getting there. I am noticing, though, that the black has kind of faded away. And I'm not really happy about that, considering I did put a black base down for it to stick. So I did have to go in and reinforce that. But now I am going to take the fluffiest brush that I have. I am going to fix up my lid a little bit. And I'm going to go in with Pitchfork Red. And I'm just going to lightly place that all over where I put the other shade down, just to give this a little bit more of a red tone than a purple tone look. Just like that. All right, I did go off camera and I did use a Flock of Doves to kind of soften out the edges and soften my inner corner some, because it was looking a little harsh. Now I am going to go into Explosive Light, and then I'm just going to pat a little bit of that onto the lid just to give it a little shine. I am very upset over this black, and I think that's the only reason why I'm putting Explosive Light on, because this black does not want to stay. Now I'm going to take the brush that I had the black shade on, and I'm just going to go a little bit on the outside and a little on the inside with it and in the crease. I am not adding any extra product to it. All right, this is what we got going on right now. I'm not a big fan of the look. Maybe it'll all come together once I get liner and lashes down. But these shades don't like to blend together. They just look real muddy and gross, and I'm not a big fan of it. And I don't think it was the NYX crayon I put down, because I've used that before with other dark looks, and I've never had this problem. So I really think it's the shadows. And this black shade just does not want to work at all. It's not cute at all. It's not. But let's go ahead and try out this liner. So this is what it looks like. Okay, here is the tip. That's actually a nice fine pointed tip. Now, whether if it doesn't bleed, my hand will be the judge of that, because I do, the way that my skin is on my hand, if an eyeliner does bleed, it will bleed out on my hand. So what does this, okay. So then the other side we have this. It's a weird flat shaped. Okay, so you can get more of a thicker line with this side. It looks like this is the fine point. Doesn't bleed, but the thicker side does. If you can see how it's bleeding out into my skin. Pretty easy to work with. All right, this is the liner. It looks okay. It's, you know, just a regular liner. It does dry down matte. I don't know if mine's leaking or whatnot, because it's all over my hand. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to check that out. All right, I am going to finish up this look, and I will be right back with my final thoughts on this collection. Alrighty, this is the final look using the Hipdot and My Chemical Romance palette. It is not my favorite, but it will do. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into my thoughts on these products. Okay, the brush is okay. It's just a brush to me. I don't know why it has a cap on the end of them. I don't get it. That doesn't, yeah. But it's a nice brush. The eyeliner is okay. It's not as dark as I would like for it to be, and I don't like how it has two liquid ends. I think it would have been nice if it had one liquid end and the other end was like a really nice either gel kohl or a kohl liner that you can really smudge out. I think that would have been better as opposed to two liquid ends. I like the tip of the end that I used. I'm not a big fan of the other end though, because I feel like that's just going to get all over the place, especially with my lids, because I do have wrinkles on my lids. I'm not a fan of this palette. I love the color scheme of it. I love the thought of it, and I love the execution of the color scheme. I don't like the shadows themselves. I really don't think that this is a palette that you could reach for to use. I really think this collection overall was just more of a collector's item. I had a very hard time getting the shadows to blend. The black just wanted to fade away. I had to reinforce the silver. The shadows are not all that great. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it a little bit more, try some of the other shades. That's what I want to say in the palette, but it's not, to me, it's not a palette I'm going to reach for on a regular basis. I really do think that this was mainly more of a collector's item for My Chemical Romance fans as opposed to a makeup item for makeup fans, if that makes any sense. I do like the way that the collection was packaged. It is very on brand with My Chemical Romance. It's not one for someone who wants to wear makeup that's associated with My Chemical Romance. It's more of a collector's item for My Chemical Romance fans. The whole collection with the palette, the liner, the brush, and the little collector's pin did run for $64. I only paid $57.60 because I used a discount code. You can't get this anymore unless somebody is scalping it, which you shouldn't do because it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So yeah, that's just how I feel. I feel like it's more of a collector's item for MCR fans than something that a makeup user would use on a regular basis. And that is all that I have for you guys today. Don't forget, all my social media handles will be down in the description box. Come on over. We have fun on those pages as well. I do not, however, have a Twitter account. So if you happen to see one with my face and this gorgeous smile, report it because it's fake. Also, the rest of the products that I used for this makeup look will be down in the description box as well. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all next time. Bye! Somewhat giving me my, goth glam dreams. I do like this lip gloss though. I wish NYX would bring it back because it is really, really pretty. My baby blues are like, wow!